is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show.
All right, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. If that logo wasn't in the way, you would see that we're at Huset Speedway, Brandon, USA, for the first of two races for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League Grassroots Racing Series. Oh, that still says 360 sprints. My bad. Let me fix that on you. I forgot to fix something. Damn it. I slept in and I was like, oh, I've got ages, and then went to go back to sleep, and my alarm almost went off like literally a minute later. Limited late models. There we go. Limited late models here at Huset Speedway, Brandon, USA. There's about 2 minutes left in practice before they switch over to qualifying. There's about 19 cars registered here today, so this is going to be a doozy of a race. Let's try and get down to the track. Track put about 12.182 is clear. Quick time, Chris Standridge 12.327 and 3.72 for Wayne Bridges. Chris Standridge, Brandon Lockmore 12.375 and 12.384. So the 12.3 is pretty strong there in the top 7. That is Brandon Lockmore out on the track. He's been running 12.375 quick time at 13.11.4 for his last few laps. Gives you an idea of where the speed's going. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Bob. Thank you. Revenge of the 6th. Revenge of the 6th here in Australia. Cinco de Mayo, of course, is the Cinco de Mayo. It's not the Day of the Dead. That's the Halloween thing. Cinco de Mayo is the anniversary of the 1862 victory by Mexican troops over invading French forces. They beat the French. Come on, anyone can beat the French. Second hatch round there. I was excited. Breakfast going. All right. Like many holidays, excuse to go drinking. Well, yeah, no, I can understand. Had Thomas Dennis, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. Hello, Bob. Thank you for streaming. Looks like wasn't Chad in first? I thought Chad was in first. Oh, there we go. I was like, wasn't Chad in on the top of the leaderboard there? But here it disappeared. All right, just one more car to go. John Bennett, it looks like. Let's see if he's out on the track. John Bennett got himself up in the top three, 12, 4, 5, 7. Fun Mead's out there as well with a 12, 4, 8, 0. Chris Standridge, 12, 5, 4, 7. Oh, on his roof there. Let's get off that. We don't want to do that and show that. I picked up a YouTube subscription last night when Shrubs and I went live for our Split Fiction crossplay, co-op play. Revhead250, thank you for the follow on YouTube, brother. Appreciate it. All right, qualifying has been done. Sorry, I'm just trying to get through. I've got two coffees. I'm just trying to get through them both. So I can liven up a little bit here. Thank you for the like. Thomas, appreciate you, brother. All right, we're starting to get lined up on the grid. First heat for the Grassroots Racing Series Limited late models here at Huset Speedway. It's going to be Chad Butterball and Von Mead on that front row. Jonathan Foxworth and Mike Menezes on that second. Mike Davis back there on that third and final row by himself. I just want to check something. It is, yeah, it is limited late models. Okay. We know Chad likes the sprint car. The late models. Helped. He took out the competition yesterday. Managed to win the first of the two races. Wonder if he can back it up again here tonight. He's in the same position in that he qualified pole position for Heat 1. A win here will give him a feature start on that front row also. Oh, that was the sprint cars. Was Chris and Chad. Okay, put a ball away. Vine Mead, Mike Menezes, Jonathan Foxworth, and Mike Davis. I don't know why I said that with a mouthful of food. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm all stuffy and congested. All right, here we go. 6 laps, Houston Speedway, limited late models. I reckon we're going to have, with 5 cars in this heat, maybe 4 heats. One bit getting a little bit close to that burn there. Jonathan Foxworth up in second place. Chad Butterball, our race leader. Vicky Schuler in the chat. Let's go, Chad. Alright, where are we at? Von Mead's back there in third. Still Jonathan Foxworth up there in second. Chad Butterball, our race leader. Mike Menezes and Mike Davis. The mic checks at the back of that field. Checkered flag, that is heat 1 done and dusted. That quick was a minute 20 seconds. Let's get those results up on our screen. We know Mike Davis finished in 5th place. Mad Dog Mike Manise finished in 4th. That's Mo Digging Mafia and Team Southern Sim Race. So Mike Davis is Mad Dog, Mo Digging Mafia, Mike Manise, Team Southern Sim Racing's Mediocre Racing's Von Mead in 3rd. B-Man banned himself, Jonathan Foxworth in 2nd. Chad put a ball for Dirt Warrior Racing wins heat 1. And we'll get that feature start. Rick Pittman is new to watching, rooting for Chad. Hey, Rick, welcome to the crew, Rick. Chad, hopefully you saw that heat 1. He will be back in a couple of heats. Now we've got heat 2 here. 5 cars. Dawson Potter and Josh Roberts on that front row. Brandon Lockmore and Brian Angel on that second row. Jason Coffey will be on that 3rd and final row. Looks like Brandon Lockmore still in the pits, so he might be starting from there. Dawson, not sure if Dawson's in the pits as well. I don't think he is, though. Right, off we go. This is on lap 3 of 6. That will reset as soon as they get around and complete the first lap. That is a no. Why is it only doing a half a lap, half a heat race if there's... There we go. Now it's up to 4 of 6. I was wondering what was going on there. Josh Roberts, Jason Coffey, Brian Angel. Yeah, top 3. Brandon Lockwood and Dawson Potter are out on the track. Dawson is about 4 laps down. Brandon is on the lead lap. The end of the white flag lap. Josh Roberts is going to take out victory here. Jason Coffey currently 2nd. Brian Angels 3rd. Let's see, results are available. Finally, there we go. As the crowd start to wander into their seats. Dawson Potter, KHR's very own, finishes in 5th. Lockmore Racing's Brandon Lockmore in 4th. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel in 3rd. RCI's Jason Coffey in 2nd. J&J Motorsports driver Josh Roberts in 1st place there. Grid for the next heat. John Bennett on that front row. Bud Molyneux alongside him. Mike Butler, Mikey Mixter, and Brett Vanderwood are the rest of that field. I don't believe Mikey Mixter's on the track, though. No, Mike Butler, sorry. Mike Butler is not out on the track. Pace car rolling around for the last time. We're going to get this one underway. Looks like it's going to be a 4-car heat 3. John Bennett and Bud Molyneux on that front row. Brett Vanderwood, Mikey Mixter on the second one. leaks out there a little bit, but not a problem. It's something we have been known to see with John's connection, but always manages to hold his line, always is where you expect him to be when he reappears. Front stretch lap 4 of 6. First half of this third heat race is done. Just 3 more laps to remain. Well, 2.5 as we come in to 3 and 4. We're going to run down that back stretch, get that 5th lap, 2 to go. Bennett getting, my track map keeps changing back to car numbers, not the position of car numbers. John Bennett spun out there and unfortunately fell from the lead all the way back to 4th place. Bud Molyneux will take out heat 3. Let's look at those official results. We know that not taking the field, Mike Butler for Yoda Outlaws in 5th, John Bennett 4th. Brett Vanderwood from Yoda Outlaws in 3rd. Mikey Mixter 2nd. And then, of course, Bud Molyneux for Venom Racing in 1st place. Right, our 4th and final heat for this race. The limited late models here at Huset Speedway Grassroots Racing Series for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We've got Travis McDonald and Chris Standridge on that front row. Wayne Bridges and Doug Norton on that second row. There's going to be some battles in this race. This one's going to be a good one. Truck leaving the track. Heat 4, our final heat race for the late models, just about to be run. We still have the big block modifieds at Lernerville Speedway here after this one. That one is going to be very interesting. A lot of power in those cars. Oh, it looks like the 88 Travis McDonald got himself up into the wall. Just fixing something up so my camera would work properly every time this time. Not camera, sorry, track map. There we go, we are good to go. G-O-T-O, G-O, G-O-O-D-O-T-O, G-O. Chris Standridge, he has got this one all wrapped up as he comes out of 3 and 4, gets that checkered flag. Wayne Bridges just there back behind him. Doug Norton and Travis McDonald as well. The Heat 4 results come up pretty quickly. KC, thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate you. All right, results There we go. There's the KC like. I got it a bit early. Travis McDonald in a fourth. Mo Digger Maffias. Douglas Norton in a third. Wayne Bridges in a second. But our cast racing driver, Chris Standridge, is our victor. And we'll start outside pole, second row back. Let's get to the grid and have a look. We know John Bennett will be going to the rear of field, wherever he is. So we'll calculate that in. But on that front row will be Chad Putterball and Josh Roberts. Second row is going to be Bud Molyneux and Chris Standridge. Jonathan Foxworth and Jason Coffey on that third row. Mikey Mixture and Wayne Bridges, fourth row. Brandon Lockmore, good luck out there, brother. Thank you for the like also. Fifth row is going to be Von Mead and Brian Angel. Sixth row is going to be Brent Vanderwood and Doug Norton. Then we have Mike Menezes and Brandon Lockmore on that seventh row. Eighth row is going to be Mike Davis and Travis McDonald. Mike Butler, Dawson Potter on that ninth row. 10th row, all but is lonesome, will be the JJ Motorsports driver, John Bennett, our points leader. D5 laps. Welcome everyone for tuning in to today's races. We've got this race now in about half an hour's time. The lobby will open for the big block modifieds at the Lernerville Speedway as well. Big ups to Thomas Dennis, Rick Pittman, and of course our number one fan, Vicky Schuliff, coming out and supporting Chad here today. If you are supporting anyone by watching them, please speak up. Let us know who that is, and I will make sure that they are seen on the screens for you so you can get a chance to check them out. Kelly McKellen in the YouTube track. Go get them, fellas. You should be out on the track getting them as well. 18 cars in this race. Mike Butler, Yet Outlaws, did not take the field. Side by side there. Looks like Brian Angel and Von Mead back there behind them. There is Brian Angel, Von Mead the 36 machine. Well, first caution has come out, so it might have been Brett Vanderwood. Let's have a quick look. Orange and purple, bluish 8 car there. Yeah, got up into the wall, got hooked, could not get off it. Once that wall grabs you, sometimes it will not let you go. And it's best to just sort of ride it out and try and minimise the damage. All right, that is one coffee down, one to go. While we're rolling around, let's get up to the lead cars, and I'll be back in just one moment. All right, just heading back to the booth. If the dogs get out of the way, thank you, dogs. We are back racing, so just in the nick of time there. Chad Puttable, Josh Roberts, Jonathan Oxford, Chris Standridge, Bud Molyneux is the top 5 there, as you can see on your screens. Just behind Bud, though, Mikey Mixer, Wayne Bridges, Von Mead, Jason Coffey. They are the longest line there. Brian Angel, Travis McDonald, Brandon Lockmore, Dawson Pope, Mike Finch, John Bennett, Dr. Norton, Mike Davis, and Brett Vanderwood. Callum McKellen is working out of town. Well, I'm glad you could tune in, brother. Appreciate that. Just outside the podium, finishing order is in 5th place. He's got Bud Molyneux, Wayne Bridges, Von Mead, and everyone who's who back there behind him. Jason Coffey, Brian Angel, Travis McDonald. Lap 13 of 35, Chad Puttable to that race. Leader Josh Roberts in second, Jonathan Foxworth, Chris Standridge, Mikey Mixer third, fourth, and fifth. 6 to 10 is Bud Molyneux, Wayne Bridges, Von Mead, Brian Angel, Jason Coffey. Then 11 to 15, that's Travis McDonald, Brandon Lockwood, Michael Nice, John Bennett, Dawson Potter. Then 16 to 18, Mike Davis, Doug Norton, Brett Vanderwood. 18 cars still registered for this race. Mike Butler did not make it out on the track. Bennett normally around the halfway mark of a feature race will have raced his way pretty much up into the top 10, the top 5, but struggling a little bit here today. Back in the 13th position, he does have, who is that? That looks like Brandon Lockmore behind him, and it looks like it's Brian Angel and Michael Nice and Travis McDonald up there in front of him. Just got Dawson Potter back there behind him, as well as Mike Davis. Flag hasn't come out. I think the telemetry got the crash though. No, it didn't. So we'll just stay up the front for the restart. Excuse me. Oh my God. About 15 laps remain when we get this feature race going again. For those just tuning in, this is the Grassroots Racing Series. 11 weeks of racing over 3 nights, 5 races, 2 on Sunday night American, 2 on Monday night American, that's where we are tonight, and then 1 on a Tuesday night. We are at the mid round of week 5. This is the limited late models here at Huset Speedway. We will be heading to Lernerville Speedway after this. with a big block modified round as well. So still some action to come, and I believe midgets tomorrow night. Through 3 and 4, they're about to start lap 21 of 35. That is a long, thick line of race cars. I would not like to be in the middle of all that. Josh Roberts, our race leader currently. Jonathan Fox has presented Chad Football back there in 4th behind Chris. 88 to 92, a little bit of contact there. The 88 could not stay off of, I believe, the 107. And looks like he has gone up into the wall. That's going to bring out our latest caution. Oh, I just drink that coffee about 3 gulps then. Yep, we're on the leader. No, we're not on the leader, Bob. Josh Roberts is our race leader. Okay. As we roll around into 3 and 4, we're going to get this one back underway again. Lap 24 of 35. 12 laps remain. Alright, here we go. Pace truck has the left of the track. Boys coming out of 4. At the start finish line, get the green flag waved by Barney. As we get lap 24 of 35 underway. Let's try and get to a good race cam up the front there, because Josh Roberts and Jonathan Foxworth, the B-main bandit, and Josh Roberts battling it out. Josh has been passed on the outside line by Jonathan Foxworth there. What a run with almost 10 to go. 10 to go now. Standridge back in 3rd. Chad Football 4th. Travis McDonald in 5th. 12 laps. Chad, stomp on it, says Vicky in the chat. If you're going to get going, Chad, now is the go time, she says. I'll try and sort of look. We'll keep an eye on that track map for the 29 and the 42, but we'll sort of spend these last few laps just maybe looking around, watching a few of these other battles. Chad and Chris, Travis as well for that top 5 spot. 3, 4, and 5. We've got the top 2 spot, Jonathan and Josh. It's a bit deep down the back of the field as well. Chad's got himself up on that high line. Can he build a bit of momentum, break that gap down with him and Chris? It's going to be 5 laps, 6 laps remain. Oh, the 8 has crashed. We're going to have a caution. One more restart for the boys to try their luck again. This is what got Jonathan Foxworth into the lead. Let's see if anyone else can benefit from that. Looks like we've had 3 retirees. 2 retirees joining our 3rd. Obviously, Mike Butler did not take the track for the feature race, but Jason Coffey and Bud Molyneux have also retired. Their cars hurt, so we wish them the best of luck. We see Brett Vanderwood from Yoda Outlaws in the pits there in the background off to the right. Just the 15 cars on the track, but the 16th car should get back out there in due course. right. It is going to be 6 remaining when we get this one going again. Lap 30 will be our starting lap. Race truck leaving the track there. Boys, single file, so this may not be another shot for Josh Robertson, Chef Football, for those guys that are trying to advance their positions. Because it's single file, not double file restart here with 6 to go. Jonathan Foxworth, Josh Roberts, Chris Standridge, Chad Football, Travis McDonald is the 5. We're going to stay up here in this top 5 and just watch this play out as this race comes to its conclusion. Oh no, John gets up in, sorry, Jonathan Foxworth gets up into the wall a little bit, loses a bit of speed. Chad Puddlebolt's going to come racing up on Josh Roberts, who had to check up to avoid any contact with Jonathan. Chris looks like he might have had a good run, but he's had a little bit of contact with Chad there as we come to the final few laps. This is getting exciting, folks. The 3 and 4 for the 33rd of 35 times. Jonathan Foxworth has the slight edge on Chad there. Josh has fallen back to 3rd, Chris 4th. Chad gets into the infield burn a little bit. That's going to take a bit of speed off. Is that going to give Josh a chance to second again? Jonathan Foxworth. So many names, I'm having trouble remembering who's who. The B-Main Bandit, he is on that white flag lap down that backstretch for the last time into 3 and 4. He is going to get it done in a doozy of a win here. Late models, Huset Speedway. Oh my God, what a race. Jonathan Foxworth, Josh Roberts, Chad Puddleball. Any one of those guys could have taken this race as they park it all up in the exit of 2. What a finish. The B-Main Bandit getting the job done. If I'm not mistaken, let me just have a quick look at the... That is Jonathan's second win in the Grassroots Racing Series. So the B-Main Bandit getting it done for a second time. Let's get to those results. We know we had a few retirees. There we go. So RCI's Jason Coffey. No, he didn't finish in 18th because we had one extra driver. Let's go down a slot. There we go. Mike Butler did not take the field for Yoda Outlaws, so we'll officially finish in 19th spot. 18th will be Jason Coffey for RCI. Venom Racing's Bud Molyneux in 17th. Yoda Outlaws driver Brett Vanderwood in 16th. 15th, Wayne Bridges. In front of him in 14th, Mike Mad Dog Davis, Mo Digging Mafia driver. Mediocre Racing's Von Mead in 13th. Doug Norton from Mo Digging Mafia also in 12th. Mike Menez from Team Southern Sim Racing in 11th. The top 10, Brandon Lockmore from Lockmore Racing. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 9th. Mikey Mixer in 8th. Yoda Outlaws driver Brian Angel in 7th. J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett in 6th. The top 5, Travis McDonald, Outcast Race Car driver Chris Standridge in 4th. Chad Puddleball, of course, Dirt Warrior Racing's driver in the top 3. Spurred on by having Thomas Dennis, Vicky, and of course, was it Rick or Rich? My name retention is terrible. Rick Pittman in the audience watching. Josh Roberts from J&J Motorsports in 2nd, but there could be only one winner, and that man was our B-Main Bandit himself, Jonathan Foxworth. Let's get his deets up on the screen. Let's go have a chat to him. All right, 4 spots up from where you qualified, Jonathan Foxworth. Congratulations on taking out the limited late model round of Huset Speedway race for the Grassroots Racing Series, buddy. That was a heck of a race. There was a lot of different contenders in this race. And obviously, challenging-wise, you weren't sort of really a factor until towards the end of that race. But how much work did you do prior to that to make sure that you were in that position when it became available towards the end there with those restarts? I imagine it was a challenge keeping your car in that top 5 in that sort of running order.
Yeah, the top was real dominant early, and just so happens I was running 4th, so I would be on the top. Well, then I think it was the next restart. Uh, Josh fired because he was 2nd, so Chad picked top and he was able to uh, get by him. And I was like, well, maybe the bottom's coming in. So when I seen the caution come out, I was like, well, damn, I'm third. I was like, let's see how this gonna go. And then it fired, and I got past Chad. And then when we got to the uh, next restart, uh, Josh said, well, I'll pick bottom because it fired so good. So on that restart, I was just like, well, I don't have no choice but to hold it wide ass open and turn, hope it sticks.
And it definitely did stick. Oh, what happened there? Why have I lost my telemetry? Sorry, I was just trying something there. I think I can bring some of your highlights up on the screen here. Um, but looking at it, yeah, basically, you were pretty much that battle for the top five, that third to five, for the majority of that race. Did slip outside the top five around lap 20ish. And then once you got yourself back into that top five, it was pretty much top five, top three for the majority of it, with the exception, I think, lap 21, where you went almost right back to the rear of field, um, but wasted little time. Actually, no, I reckon that's just a telemetry error because you did start pretty much straight back up where you were from that restart, and then obviously got yourself into first and took that home. Now, second win, so you've joined the Multiple Winners Club in the Grassroots Racing Series. It is not an exclusive club. There are a number, I think about 11 or 12 separate winners in this division that have won more than one race. But was the late models always going to be a potential for you to do well, to be in that top three, to look at a victory?
Yeah, I mean, with this group, anybody can win really. So I mean, you got your work cut out for you. Just all on who shows up. Since Josh showed back up, you know, he was a front runner before he left, and he's a front runner now. So it's just keep your nose clean and race hard and give people room when they need it.
That's it. Now, in saying that, in saying that exact phrase, obviously giving people room and sort of, taking your time, paying attention to what's going on, biding your time. Big block modifieds, Lernerville Speedway, that is up next. Now, obviously, I feel like Lernerville might as well be an extra 3 to 5 cars on the track. It's its own sort of opponent to you guys as a driver. More often than not, in a good sense, some people will say, look, I don't race cars, I race the track. It's just me and the track, times, marks, things like that. Well, Lernerville is an opponent that will throw punches back at you. It is not a kind, forgiving track. The big blocks, they're going to be a handful themselves. How do you think that combo is going to go today?
Uh, well, I mean, it depends on how the track does, but how Lernerville always turns out, it's top dominant. So you're just gonna have to hit your marks and not send it in the corner too fast, because we all know you'll go over the berm and you may have made up 3 spots, but you just lost 5. So, uh,
Exactly.
yeah, just with big blocks and Lernerville, I mean, they're two separate beasts. So you kind of got to just get in a rhythm and just roll with it and take advantage when you can get it, and just hopefully you're up front when the checker flag drops.
That's it. That's it. And as we always said, rather be lucky than good, because that's the way that you do get there when it's all said and done. But no, I'm really looking forward to it because I know obviously 3 and 4, quite a banked turn that really does rely on you sort of setting in nice and tight in that. And I know with the big blocks, you generally don't set them loose in the turns. You keep them a little bit more straighter. So it's going to be interesting to see how many people sort of fight that urge to just throw it in and hang it loose around that turn, because that is the traditional sort of way to run that line and keep yourself stuck on the hill and spit you back out at 4 and down that straightaway. So that one definitely going to be the race to watch. I think in terms of excitement, it's going to be you guys. Your whiteness on the knuckles are going to have white spots. I think it's going to be so white knuckly on the track. So no, I do wish you guys the best of luck. Still got about 8 minutes before that session opens, so still plenty of time for the drivers to get up, stretch their legs, get some water, and just do some final checks on their settings and stuff like that. Before we let you go, though, man, congratulations. Um, as I say, second victory for you. We last spoke to you in the Grassroots Race Series way back in, well, same night, Monday nights, US are your nights for victory, it seems. Um, oh, no, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was week two. No, that was a Sunday night. My bad. Um, but yeah, you've joined that elite group. Obviously, there are a lot of guys on the points that haven't got a win, so consistency will still be the way to go. But look, we'll have you back in the booth anytime we can. When is up to you. But before we let you go, brother, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out for making this possible?
My wife for letting me taking care of the kids at night so I can come in here and mess with this stuff and Little Cochran Speedway and Hobbies, MTR Farms, Quick Time Designs, Matman Designs. They all help me in real life, so it helps me here too. So keeping everything fresh. So hopefully I'll be talking to you here in about an hour. If not, on to the next one.
Excellent,
But
man.
I've never drove a big block at Lernerville. I've never drove a big block period, so I guess we'll see.
Well, no pressure. I mean, obviously, you're not going to go in and potentially overdrive it or anything like that. So, good luck. We do know that some of the guys here at Knuckleheadz, when that is the situation, not to put pressure on you, but yeah, as I say, there's no stress, there's no sort of overdriving, so they tend to do a bit better than they expect. So, look, fingers crossed, man. Yeah, look, we hope that you get out there and get the best result possible. But we know that obviously a win is the ideal result. So best of luck, but the competition is going to be tight. So you're going. I think all of you are going to need that luck tomorrow night, though. I think you're going to need even more luck because you're going to be at Weed Sport in the midgets. What do you think about that one, just quickly?
Oh Lord, that's gonna be a shit show.
Well, definitely this week. I feel like week five has been the not necessarily the toughest week, but it has definitely had the mixture of some fairly tough competition. So, no, definitely wouldn't hurt to go out and get some practice laps in before tomorrow night on that one, I reckon. But look, we'll let you go get ready for the big blocks, brother. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you next time we can.
10-4. I had me a margarita for this race, so I think I might go make me another one. Happy Cinco de
That's it.
Mayo, so
That's it. That is it, brother. Get
I'll go.
loose.
Yeah, that's what it was. I wasn't worried about everybody else. I
Yeah.
was just concentrating, so I might
It's
make this one a double.
not always a bad thing to have a loose nut behind the steering wheel, but see how you go. But there's a fine line between loose and too loose. So you won't know until it's too late. So best of luck with both of those decisions, brother.
10-4. Y'all have a good one.
Talk soon. All right, there you have it. Sounds like margarita's the secret weapon to getting the race done. Here at Huset Speedway, Jonathan Foxworth smashed a margarita before this race. He's going to go smash another one. So let's see how that helps him at Lernerville. All right, we've got about 5 minutes before that session opens up and we can throw to a bit of practice racing. So we'll take a short break before our normal break and we will be back soon, guys.
Prime, the lights go low. The crowd is roaring. Time to go. Thank you for joining. The spotlights aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV. Let's roll. and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show. Prime, the lights go low. The crowd is roaring. Time to go. Thank you for joining. The spotlight's aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV. Let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlights. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tomlin the Terminator pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poodabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poodabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. Steel and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream.
All right, Bobbeth TV is back. The big blocks are on the track, so we're going to throw over to the practice session. Get that info up on our screens, but we are here, Sava USA, big block modifieds at the Lernerville Speedway. Of course, the grassroots racing series, Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Currently in the practice session. We have 10 cars registered so far, so we'll leave you this practice session, and I will take a short break and be back soon. right, let's have a look at where we're at. We've got about a minute left in at practice. Chad Putterball 15.075. Clear quick time over John Bennett's 15.185. 12 cars registered here tonight. Brian Angel, senior in the Facebook chat. Good luck, everyone. Bo Caro. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bo. Bo Caro. Everyone give all the love to Bo Caro. He was instrumental in me picking up the Sunday night Australian V8 Supercar Series for the 420 AusSim Racing League that we debuted last Sunday night. So thank you so much for recommending us, Bo. We got it done. Appreciate you, brother. Oh, excuse me. Where's my drink? There it is. Right, I don't think I'll get through the list quickly enough, but Chad Putterball fastest in at practice. John Bennett second. Third quickest, Travis McDowell fourth. Mike Manish, Josh Roberts fifth. Brian Angel, Jason Coffey, Jonathan Fox with Mike Davis, Dawson Potter, Von Mead and Wade Bridges 5th to 12th. Let's see how that translates in practice. In qualifying, though, I can see a 15.231 for Mike Maniz as his last lap. So he either didn't run many or was quick. Same with 15.372 John Bennett. So we'll look for those times to be the, I guess, the potential qualifying times. All right, who is going to be the first out on the track for qualifying? Looks like Wayne Bridges. If we can get our track cams to cooperate. There we go, Mike Maniz, Mike Davis as well. That is Mike Maniz there. Von Mead also out on the track. Wayne Bridges gets the first time on the board, 15.998, just below 16 seconds. Mike Maniz, 15.244, 15.612 for Mike Davis. So the Mike's getting on the board. Wayne Bridges updated that time to a 15.838 from the 15.998. Why is it staying on Mike? There's so many other cars out there qualifying. There's the 107 Jason Coffey, the 99 Michael Mad Dog Davis. Michael Mad Dog Davis finished with a 15.508, third quickest. Von Mead currently second quickest with a 15.396. Here's Josh Roberts. What sort of time's he going to lock in? 15.147 quick time, Josh Roberts. That's the 7 there on our screens. The 7 to Brian Angel. He is going to lock in a 15.416 fourth quickest. So we're starting to get a few times in. John Bennett's down there at 6th. Jonathan Fox is 7th. Jason Coffey 8th. There's Chad. What's Chad's time going to be? He's a little bit loose through 1 and 2 there. Not like he has a time yet. That might have been his warm-up lap. So we'll see how he goes. He holds it slightly angled through 3 and 4. Comes out low, exits a little bit high with a 16.720. This one a little bit cleaner through 1 and 2, so coming 3 and 4 set a little bit nicer. Now he knows what the car's going to do on exit. Or did he tap the wall? I don't think he did. He'll lock that time in. 15.309, just outside the top 5. Here's Travis McDonald. He's got a 15.195. The 44 at Dawson Potter's out there. See what his first time is. I think he's just about to put a time on the board. 18.843, about 3 seconds off. Second lap time, 15.320. So just outside that top 5, just behind Chad. In 6th, Dawson will start in 7th place. That is all 12 cars. So we've gone from about 18, 19 cars in the late models to about 12 in the big blocks here at Lernerville Speedway. That is to be expected. This is a tough combination, and it is not for everyone. All right, our first grid starting to line up. We should get that info out to the audience. It's going to be John Bennett and Josh Roberts, J&J Motorsports teammates on that front row. Brian Angel and Dawson Potter on that second row. Third row is going to be Jason Coffey and Michael Mad Dog Davis. All right, this is going to give us a bit of a preview of the feature. Obviously, this will set the inside lines. Heat 2 will set the outside line, but just remember these big block modifieds do have 750 horsepower. That is a lot of horsepower for a short dirt oval track. Now they are loose and slippery, so especially off the corner with throttle. So throttle control is going to be a must. And as you can see, no outer walls, so the option to go up and over the edge and down the grass track is going to be very tricky. It's what they call the Lernerville ledge. It's a fairly iconic and dangerous feature of the track. Off we go, our first run through the bull ring, that is Lernerville. John Bennett, our race leader. We're going to try and get a little bit wider on this action. As Brian Angel just pops in to a view. Second, third, Josh Roberts. Mike Davis there, fourth. Dawson Potter, fifth. Jason Coffey back behind him in 6 car heat 1 heat race inside line. To be decided if John Bennett wins. Currently with this lineup, Brian Angel will take pole position at the in the feature race at Lernerville. As John Bennett, our points leader in this competition. Points leader will go to the rear of field. Just about 2 laps remain as they come through 3 and 4 for that fourth time. Just watching Josh Roberts' attempt at trying to catch up to Brian Angel, but Brian really holding him off well and keeping that battle on John Bennett. Considering this is a Heat 1 battle, where the race is the track is very tacky, it's going to be hard to be competitive. It is follow the leader, so the expected result has occurred there. John Bennett will take the checkered flag. Brian Angel second. Official results though: Jason Coffey in 6th, Mike Davis 5th, Dawson Potter in 4th. The top 3, Josh Roberts, then Brian Angel, and then of course our winner John Bennett. So Brian Angel, Yoda Outlaws securing pole position start in the feature race. Congratulations, guys. All right, grid for Heat 2 is Travis McDonald and Micah Moniz. Chad Putterball and Von Mead on that second row. Third row is going to be Jonathan Foxworth and Wayne Bridges. cars left the track. We're going to get this one underway. 6 laps, heat 2, outside line. To be decided who's going to start on that front row alongside Brian Angel. Looks like Travis McDonald and Chad Puttable are going to be the first 2 candidates as we get this 6 lap heat race underway. Back there in third, the prior race, the limited late model race winner, Jonathan Foxworth, Mike Manise, Wayne Bridges, Von Mead as well. Just carrying a lot of speed out of 4 there. All the 30 to 29, almost a little bit of contact. 30 was sliding up into the midline there. Unfortunately, had just a little bit less speed. Was able to sort of check that up. While trying to get that high line running up here. There behind me, just saw the nose of Wayne Bridges. No, that was Von Mead actually. Second last lap. And get back up to our leader here in a moment, Travis McDonald. There's the second place driver, Jonathan Foxworth. Mike Manise, but the white flag lap is here. This is the heat racing done and dusted. We've got a 35 lap feature race to come. Brian Angel, Travis McDonald have the lucky draw on the front row as Travis McDonald gets the heat 2 checkered flag. Available, so let's get them up before we get to the main event. All right, Wayne Bridges in 6th, Von Mead 5th, Chad Puttable 4th, Mike Manise 3rd, Jonathan Foxworth 2nd, but our Heat 2 winner, Travis McDonald. So like I say, that means our grid for our feature race here at the Lernerville Speedway, Brian Angel and Travis McDonald on that front row, because John Bennett, our points leader, will go to the rear of field. Jonathan Foxworth and Josh Roberts on that second row. Mike Manise and Dawson Potter, third row. Fourth row is Chad Puttable and Mike Davis, sorry. Fifth row, Von Mead and Jason Coffey. And on that sixth and final row, it's going to be Wayne Bridges and John Bennett. John Bennett just racing his way down on to the track. Let him sort of get out of the way, and everyone else will come past him. He'll just line back up at the rear of the field. Time around the track it seems, and we'll get this one underway. Brian Angel, Travis McDonald, Jonathan Foxworth, Josh Roberts, Mike Manise and Dawson Potter, Chad Puttable, Mike Davis, Von Mead, Wayne Bridges, Jason Coffey and John Bennett. That is our 12 car lineup, 6 rows, 35 laps of the Lernerville Speedway. This one is going to be juicy. Like Brian Angel Senior said earlier, good luck everyone. Travis McDonald off to a good start there on Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, Jonathan Foxworth and Mike Manise. The top 5, Dawson Potter, Chad Puttable, Mike Davis, Von Mead, Jason Coffey, the 10, John Bennett, Wayne Bridges, 11th and 12th. Apparently the drone shots show this track quite well, so let's just have a look and see what we can see from this cam. John Bennett down there in 8th spot there. There's Chad Puttable, Mike Davis at 6th and 7th. Dawson Potter up there ahead. Mike getting a little bit loose. John Bennett catching up to them. Let's get to our normal paid cams. Those are the guys that are actually on the cameras, paid to do their job. The drone operator as we come around lap 5 of 35 here at the Lernerville Speedway. We're up close and personal. Dawson Potter just went to left of the screen. That's Mike Davis. John Bennett on the far right. We can see him there in the 20 machine. Just there behind John Bennett as John's trying to work his way on that inside line past the 99 of Mike Davis. Has got past him on the relative. Momentum-wise, Mike Davis may have the run down the straightaways. Doesn't look like it though. As no, John Bennett will secure 6th spot. Mike Davis moved back to 7th, but it's going to have Chad basically. Chad was going to come in a little bit harder and sort of try the same sort of run John Bennett was doing, but not quite. On that track map that Travis McDonald not able to build a lead at the moment, still only about 3/10 on the second place Brian Angel. Jonathan Foxworth there in 3rd. Mike Manise and Dawson Potter 4th and 5th, just ahead of these two men, John Bennett and the 99 of Mike Davis. We're running on for the front of Mike Davis's car, and oh my god, I don't think you could have slipped a bit of paper between those two cars. They came oh so close then. Don't want to jinx it, but that Lernerville ledge not coming in to play at the moment. Drivers that do push that cushion through turns 1, 2, 3 or 4, there's no safety nets. Will often slide off that bank. You will vanish into the grass. The old Lightning McQueen school bus is down off the back. There is a picnic basket, picnic area as well, so you could have something to eat. But at this stage in the race, as we're coming up on the first third of the race, that bottom line, that top bottom line is going to start to move up. That cushion's going to come up a little bit higher. We'll watch the drivers search for a bit of grip as, we've just had a bit of a crash. That looked like Dawson Potter and John Bennett. Let's have a look at our telemetry as our first caution comes out. John Bennett, Chad Putterbolt, Mike Davis, Dawson Potter, there he was involved in part of that. I recognise one of the cars. Let's have a look, see what happened there. There's the 44 up ahead. The one got into the 44. That allowed the 99 and the 1 and 44 to come together. The 20 also became a part of it. 99 got a good run out of it though. It's sustained a little bit of damage, not much. But 99 definitely coming out of that better than the rest that were involved there. It looks like Chad, John and Dawson all in the pits. All right, pace track getting ready to leave the track. Lap 14 of 35. Just 22 laps remain. As we get this one going. Looks like the 20 Chad Putterbolt just came out of the pits just before that start. So he will be racing himself up to speed as that pack try and catch up to him. Dawson Potter. He's also back out on the track, but a little bit further ahead of Chad. We saw one car back there flirting it with the ledge. I think that is the 7 of Brian Angel it was. He didn't have any problems with it because he's still right there behind Travis. Come come up on the halfway mark of this race. Lap 17 to 35. Still 18 laps to go. Great top down shot of Jonathan Fox with Michael Mad Dog Davis. Mike Menez there. That is, what's that? Third, fourth, and fifth on the track. Jason Coffey, Mike Menez. Sorry, Mike. Yeah, Mike Davis rather. Not in the way. One of 35. Travis McDonald still our race leader. Brian Angel second. Mike Menez third. Jonathan Fox currently fourth. Jason Coffey in fifth. Mike Davis, Von Mead, John Bennett, Josh Roberts, and Wayne Bridges 6 to 10. Chad Puddleball, Dawson Potter in 11 to 12th spots as we get to our 23rd of 35 laps. 13 remain. Coming up on the last third of this feature race. Quite racy. It's been sort of the right amount of cars and ability, it looks like, here tonight. Only a handful, only a couple of cautions there. Something with Chad. I think he's pulled down to the infield of the track. I'm not sure if that was to let people get out of the way or if he's damaged. But he is a lap down, back in 11th there. Currently riding along with Brian Angel. John's flashing like a dang disco ball. Yeah, look, that is something that can be quite frequent some nights not so bad with his internet, I imagine, but it's never bounced him up and down the track. It's always kept him in his line, I found, so it's always been a really manageable sort of situation, it appears, from in my scene at least. Not sure if that was a comment on the broadcast or a message to me, because it hasn't come up on my screen on my chat software. No, that 29 of 35. Still race leader. Brian Angel still in a second. Mike Menez, Jonathan Fox with Jason Coffey third, fourth, and fifth. There it is. I keep missing these. Oh no, this is a different comment. If I keep missing these dang races, I'm just going to start jumping in the booth. You are more than welcome, brother. You just let me know. We'll jump in the KHR Discord, and you're more than welcome in the booth. Anyone, not anyone. I say anyone, but any of you Knuckleheadz guys, if you're never on the track and you do want to jump in the booth, man, you're more than welcome. It doesn't have to be for the whole broadcast. You can just jump in for a little while, say some smart-ass comments, bail. It's up to you. If you get a bit nervous, you don't have no pressure. If you feel like it's actually a bit of an easy thing to do, which kind of is sometimes, then you're more than welcome to stay the whole way. Brett Carroll, thank you so much for the like. Appreciate it. Over there on the Facebooks. As the caution comes out, it's going to give us a green-white checkered finish. See, green flag. Oh, I've got the scrolls down. You can see that yellow flag. Looks like it might have been Von Mead. Let's have a look. The 36 wood. Is that a wood panel? Yeah, I'd say it's a wood panel. Or is it rust? It's hard to tell. Von Mead, such a great wrap designer. Comes up with the strangest wraps. Oh, there we go. The 42, Josh Roberts got loose. Von Mead crashed down into him infield wall, facing the wrong way. Josh looked like he came out of that a little bit better than he thought he was going to after Von hit him. Did straighten him up. Little man had kindergarten graduation. Oh my gosh. The beginning of the end. It's going to be like snap, and that little dude is going to be a young man in no time. I remember my young bloke crying when he had to take his sisters to school because he wasn't allowed to go to school, and then he graduated kindergarten. The next thing you know, he's in college now. He's actually off to America in 2 months, I think it is. I think it's July, middle of July, for a American college basketball camp that they do. So yeah, blink of the eye, and the little dudes grow up so damn fast, man. But no, proud of him. All right, single file restart. Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, Mike Menez, Jonathan Foxworth, Jason Coffey, Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, John Bennett, Wayne Bridges, Dawson Potter, Chad Football, Von Mead. As we get our final 2 laps of this race in the books. White flag lap. Barring anything insane, touch wood, Travis McDonald is going to be our second winner here tonight. In the big block modifieds, Brian Angel's going to try something down low, but there is nothing left of that low line, so he's going to take second place. Oh, Mike Menez with a nice hip check on Travis McDonald at the end there, sending him up over the burn. Feature results on our screen momentarily. 12th place, KHR's very own Dawson Potter. Mediocre Racing's Von Mead in 11th. Chad Putterbowl from Dirt Warrior Racing, I don't know why I said that. In 10th, Wayne Bridges. 9th, Mo Digging Mafias, Mike Davis. Mad Dog in 8th, John Bennett and Josh Roberts. J&J Motorsports 7th and 6th. Jason Coffey for RCI in the top 5, the B-Main Bandit and winner of the limited late model race earlier tonight. Jonathan Foxworth in 4th. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Menez in 3rd. Yoda Outlaws Brian Angel in 2nd, and Travis McDonald wins here tonight. Picks up another victory, I believe, actually. Does that move Travis into that illustrious group? Oh, Travis becomes one of the rare 3-time winners with this one. Let's get those deets up on the screen, and we'll get over there and have a bit of a chat with him. Hey, Trav, congratulations, brother. Started off in a great battle in that first part of the feature race. Sorry, not many cautions, so it was sort of raced that track on your toes. But these cars, I want to say, a little bit tamer than I expected. But was that just? Do you think you guys are just getting a bit used to Lernerville now? It has come up a few times. The big blocks, were they just a good combo? Something that sounded on paper a bit of a handful, but was actually quite fun to drive?
One thing I think really helped anybody tonight was the track never got real slick. So at Lernerville, that's a big deal. If it gets real slick, you got to ride that rim or go back low. I mean, it is what it is. But tonight it wasn't that bad. And I think another reason that may have helped a few tonight is the guys up front was kind of setting the pace, so they wasn't overdriving. They was trying to follow and just hang in there.
Very much so, very much so. We saw obviously Brian Angel getting that promotion at the start of the feature, with John Bennett going to the rear field as the points leader, and we're seeing more and more cars between the front of that field and John Bennett lately as well. So that competition started to even out a little bit, and like you say, you were setting the pace, and as we can see with race speed, a lot of the time throughout the season, we've talked about a lot, the race speed's quite similar, that a lot of you guys can keep up with people, but having that extra acceleration or extra speed to get past them, or for them to make a mistake to allow you to get past them, is quite rare. So it was good to see guys like Brian and Mike and yourself sort of taking advantage of that higher start, and especially as I say, Lernerville, one of those tracks that if you can get in front of the trouble and be able to pick where you want to go, you can control obviously how high a line you have to run and then how much of a flirt you are with that ledge. And there were a couple that really flirted with it. We had some good views from you in the race lead, actually, with Brian really trying everything he could. He had those tires right up over that edge to try and maximize that grip and speed to try and sort of do whatever he could. And that's the thing with Lernerville. You've really got to take those chances, and sometimes they don't pay off. But that's why they're high risk, because the high reward that
Right.
can come with it.
The first, I don't know, 20 laps, I guess, I was a little nervous because I'll be honest, I was half throttle, maybe three quarter because I was trying to save tires. I thought, man, there's gonna be a caution. There's gonna be a caution. I'm just gonna ride it out slow and just keep a steady pace. Then on that restart, I didn't. I mean, I kind of got the jump. If you
Mm.
noticed there on the restart, that turned out in my favor. And there are two laps to go, and I just kind of hung high and I didn't push myself. I just let it roll.
No, it was a great start, and yeah, that was obviously what solidified that run. And once again, I think the other issue for everyone else behind you was that exact thing. Every other car behind them, no one really had an opportunity to put the focus on the car in front of them, because you had to leave something, um, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Awareness wise of the guy behind you. Like you couldn't put that focus on the guy in front solely and focus on trying to close gaps or run similar but slightly different lines, because obviously if you run the same line you're not going to catch that guy in front. You're going to you need to sort of experiment, find where some of that extra grip or the match of grip versus your style of driving sort of really benefits. And that was where we did see a lot of that tonight. A lot of the guys really trying every part of that track, and 12 cars I think really led itself to you guys having a bit of open choice on entry and exit for the lines, which really does help as well. We saw some of those guys really doing well coming in low in 3 and 4 and exiting out a bit higher of 4 to get that run into 1 and 2, whereas some of you guys were able to really run it mid to high and uh, really push it. I mean, we're looking at 1 and 2 now, and I can see almost a good car lengths of really dark mud that often is right up to that lip, right up to that edge.
Right.
For
Yeah, one and
15s.
two still had probably a car up there
Yep,
roughly. You could go up more,
yep.
but it was loose. It wasn't nothing. I think I needed to be in. I kind of just I stayed low until I noticed that I run a high line and I kind of watched my relative and I know that I seen that I pulled on them when I run that medium to high and I was like, I'm just gonna stick here. If it's faster than where they're at, then I'm doing something right. So that's kind of I just kept watching my relative. Is basically what I done.
Yeah, yeah. I think probably not if there were a couple of those cautions, because there wasn't that many. I think if there's maybe 5 more laps, I can see now just with that. Oh, it's just changed off the screen as we just was about to say. But yeah, that real high off the wall entry from 1 into that sort of midline, sort of slight drifter line into 2. You can just see. I could see that darkness starting to form, that slick, and even when it's not fully in, it can really just give that little bit of loss of traction for trying to set. And as we say, you do want to keep these cars a little bit more straighter, not straight, but a little bit more straighter than the turn right to go left type of sideways action we are used to seeing. And I think that was part of the problem between 1 and 2. A lot of the cars were sort of getting to that apex of 1 and 2 and realizing that the rear end was a little bit more angled than they would have liked, and you have to wash that speed off to straighten it up and then rebuild that run down the backstretch. So I think 1 and 2, the mid of 1 and 2 was probably the main non-car sort of competitor on the track, and we're back there now actually on the camera, so you can sort of just see that for the viewers at home, that you can sort of see the slightly darker edges to the turn just there at the bottom of the screen. So no, it was a good run, and I think not as crazy as Huset's, but just as white knuckle, I would imagine, by the looks of it.
Right. I mean, it was. I think it turned out extremely well on this race here. Even Hussett's wasn't too bad,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
I mean, it turned out really well too.
Now, in saying that, we do have one more crazy race this week. to get through. That is going to be the midgets at Weed Sport, I believe.
Think so.
Yeah, midgets at Weed Sport. So Weed Sport itself, that is a bit of a tricky track. Turns 1 and 2. Also, the sort of the highlight slash difficult part of the track, especially on starts or restarts, because of that slightly angled nature and just that weird line and people getting up to speed. It is sort of a crock pot recipe of not disaster, but definitely you're on your toes as you get races started, and especially if someone's on your tail through that. So that's going to be fun to watch with the midgets tomorrow. We wish you the best of luck on that one, my man, and the best of
Thank you,
luck
Bob.
in the grassroots. We're almost at that halfway mark. This is week 5, halfway through week 5 of 11. So still got midweek of July to go to get to the championship round. So best of luck on that championship build. Congratulations on that victory. You joined that group of multiple winners. Actually, I think you joined the group of people winning 3 race. No, I must have
I
looked at the wrong
think
list. No,
it's
you joined the double winner group of racing. You got a win back in week 1 on the Monday night, and
yes.
you've just picked up another win. So I think you're about the 12th or 13th driver to pick up a win slash double victory in this competition. So not one real person has had a good stranglehold, but consistency has sort of built a points battle. We know John Bennett's our points leader, Mike Manise, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Chris Standridge coming into this week with the top 5. You're just outside that top 5 in 6 points. So look, it's still anyone's game, and as I say, the gap between first and John Bennett is getting bigger. So that is helping you guys close that points battle run with John. So I feel like, yeah, once we sort of start to get up close to those double digit weeks, up to around week 8 or 9, I think that's when it is going to be. There's going to be a lot of different thumbs in the pie in terms of chances to take the full overall championship out. So best of luck in
Yeah,
that
it's going to
battle.
come down to a battle
Well, I think it's
on the last 6
tradition.
weeks. I'm
It
pretty
is
sure.
it is tradition that the seasons for you guys generally it somehow looks like it can be manufactured in a sense, but it almost always comes down to that championship race. We don't know. You know, there's been sometimes your brother had a few championships where we did know coming into it quite a few weeks of earlier in the previous divisions that we knew who the victor was going to be. But I feel like with this one, 5 races, 3 nights, 1 championship, yeah, it's definitely going to be. We're going to come into that round, and it's going to be. I would suspect at least 3 people up for grabs for that title. So anyone
I
sort of
hope
having a
so.
chance
I
to.
kind of hope. I hope it comes down to championship night battle out. That's
Mm,
kind of a intense, fun thing. I always thought.
and I love it because not only can you have a couple of guys vying for the actual championship, but every single car on the track has a chance to influence that finish. You know, it's one of those things where I know some drivers are sort of like, oh, I'm not in the points. I don't want to be that guy who gets in the way and causes an issue. And upsets the championship points, and that's fine. But be that guy that gets out there and makes them earn the win, or you make them take second spot because you win the race. And look, points are points. You take as many as you can take, and let the other guys fight over the rest, type of thing. And uh, that's where it gets really, really fun. But look, we'll let you go, my man. We'll see you one more time tomorrow night. So best of luck with that. Before we let you go, friends, family, sponsors, who do you want to give a shout out to for making all this possible?
Always a lovely wife, of course, and the shop for allowing me to do it, the money to buy everything to do it, sponsorships and whatnot. And of course, I always, appreciate you, Bob, for broadcasting for us, and Knuckleheadz League for allowing me to race. And we have a good group of guys, so we always have a good time.
I could not agree more. And looking forward to what the race looks like tomorrow from my seat in the booth. Because midgets, no way, and weird sport, yeah, one of my kryptonites. So it's going to be an interesting race to see how you guys battle it. But best of luck, man, and we'll talk to you again sometime soon.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. All right, that was Travis McDonald, one of 2 winners here tonight for the Grassroots Racing Series. Travis McDonald, of course, takes out the big block modifieds here at the Lernerville Speedway. Jonathan Foxworth, our fourth place finisher here tonight in the same race, took out the limited late models earlier tonight at Huset Speedway. Tomorrow night it is the midgets at Weed Sports Speedway. So tune in again, same time. Yeah, thank you so much for coming out and watching, guys and girls. You know the drill. Love is all. Bye.